Hello, my Hooked Honeys, and welcome back to Hooked. My name is Leanne, and if you're new here, Hooked is basically where we talk about some true crime stories and do some crochet projects together. So on today's episode, we will be crocheting a little top that I'm making. I'm going to Nashville in a couple weeks, so one of the days we're going to all wear orange because we like that. So one day we're gonna all wear orange, and I didn't have anything orange and I didn't want to buy anything orange, so I decided I'm gonna make something with orange. So I already did one of the little cups or whatever, so we're gonna finish the other one and then figure out what we're gonna do for the bottom part. I'm thinking like a meshy kind of thing. And also, happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. I hope you guys had an amazing day, because I did. I went to the park and my daughter cried a lot, but it was still great. It was fine. Whatever. Who cares? So we are going to go ahead and light the crochet candle because we're going to get into this story. We're going to talk about 25-year-old Summer Inman. And last episode I said I wanted to get away from like kid cases, and that's exactly what I did because I couldn't take it anymore. I can't do this. I need that other lighter. We'll be back. See that? Just a little dedication. I don't know where that lighter went, but dedication, we got it lit. Alright, so for the cups, I'm going to do one in white because the shirt is going to be like orange and white, whatever. So we're going to chain 10 like we always do for the cup. And I'm using a 5mm hook. And then, of course, skip the first one, go into the second chain with single crochet, go all the way down till you get to the last one. And in the last one, you're going to put three single crochets in that. Summer Inman was a 25-year-old mother of 3. She had a 5, 3, and a 21-month-old. It was 2 girls and 1 boy. She was also recently divorced from her husband, who was William Inman. And he ain't shit. We'll just throw it out there. He not shit. And the people who raised him ain't shit. So we'll get there, but you'll see. So they met when she was 15 and he was about 17, and they married quickly and welcomed 3 kids. Unfortunately, things weren't the best in this marriage. Summer had kept a diary, and it revealed that William and Summer didn't see eye to eye on their ideas of happiness. Like, William wanted another wife. Like, he wanted 2 wives and that whole situation, which is crazy because that's a whole thing now. Like, everybody is doing it. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted a little girlfriend, but that's not a real thing. I don't. That's neither here nor there. I don't see how people can have like 2 wives. Like, it's already a lot dealing with the one person that you with. You want multiple situations. They just don't seem fun to me. I don't know. It's weird. Whatever. To each his own. You have fun. But yeah, he wanted another wife, and that was something that she wasn't really too happy about. But y'all, he was actively looking for another like person to join their marriage. Like, he was on websites and everything. It was crazy. So he was also like very controlling, to the point where Summer would have to ask him if it was okay for her to go to sleep. Like, at the time when she was tired at night, she would have to go and make sure it was okay for her to go to sleep. Like, no, nope. Like, you have 3 kids and I am not one of them. Fuck you. I will go to sleep when I want to. I'm grown. Like, what? So, of course, with the divorce came a custody battle, and this really affected William's parents. William and Summer lived right next door to Bill and Sandy, who were William's parents. And of course, they spent a lot of time with the kids. They were there like every weekend so that Summer and Will could, have some adult time, I guess, and go out or, whatever. And I feel like that's very much needed sometimes when you have like three young small children. That's a lot of kids, I feel like. Well, once the custody battle started, the weekly, not weekly, well, I guess it was weekly, but the weekend visits to William's parents, they had stopped because the kids weren't going over there or whatever. So on March 22nd, 2011, Summer didn't finish her shift as a janitor at one of the national banks that were in Logan, Ohio, right? Well, at the time, she was living with her parents and did have a new boyfriend named Adam. Once he had noticed that Summer wasn't like coming home and it was getting pretty late, he had went to go and check on her and see what was going on at the bank. So I'm assuming he definitely called and couldn't get a hold of her before he actually started to like go to the bank, because that would make more sense. But yeah, I'm assuming he tried to reach her, he couldn't reach her, it was getting late and he was worried, so he went to her job to go and check on her. How noble, right? So once he had got there, he had noticed that her car keys, her phone, and her iPad were on the ground next to a dumpster. So, of course, Adam called her parents and they had reported Summer missing, because that's what you do. I don't know, like, I don't know how he kept it together after finding those things, because I probably would have lost my mind. Like, you already know something bad happened. Like, if you find those things, like, just first of all, it was in an alley in front of a dumpster. Like, that just has not just something bad written all over it. It's just not. This doesn't seem okay. So yeah, her parents reported her missing, and the search started, and they were on trying to find her body, or not trying to find her body, but trying to find her alive, in hopes that she was alive and she was okay. And then it's this all was just like a huge misunderstanding. So, just a correction, guys. It was her cell phone battery, not her actual phone, and then her iPod and her car keys that were found, that Adam had found in the alley in front of the dumpster. Will and his parents wanted to talk to Summer about the custody issues or whatever. Well, they pulled up on her while she was at work, and they didn't intend for anything like bad to happen. They said, well, the mom said that they just wanted to have a conversation with Summer. But one thing led to another, and William ended up placing a plastic zip tie around Summer's neck and led her to the back seat of the car that they drove in. So it was Will and his parents. Bill, well, so it's William and William Jr. and Sr. So the dad is Bill, and then we'll call the son William or whatever, because I've been calling him William/Will or whatever. But you'll catch on, right? So Will had placed the necktie around Summer's neck and put her in the back of the car, and then Bill's wife, so William's mom, was the one that was driving, and she pulled off. So they grabbed her off of a street in Logan on March 22nd, 2011. William ended up having a panic attack and blacked out when they were like near a church outside of Nelsonville, because he couldn't find a knife to cut the zip ties off that were around his wife's necks. And it's always the husband did it. Like that's where they always go first. The husband or the boyfriend did it. They're always going to go to you first. And with y'all already being super sketchy and having these problems that y'all had, of course they was going to look into you even deeper. Like, sir, you were going to get caught. Like, there was no there was no way around it. So they ended up dumping her in a like septic tank, because that made sense to them. So that's what he did to the mother of his children. He strangled her and then dumped her into a septic tank because they wanted to have a conversation with her. I don't like it. I don't know. I really don't know. So with both of the cups finished, we're going to start the little part right here, and it's just going to be like a double crochet mesh stitch or whatever. So we are going to chain from like here to here or whatever. So I came to 42 stitches, and you just want to make sure that they are even. So we are going to do a double crochet in the second stitch from the hook. Chain one and then skip a stitch, and then continue to do that all the way to the end of the row. So we're going to finish that all the way down, and then we'll meet back up. So here I am approaching the end of my row. So we're at that last stitch, and if you did the even number, you should end in that last, or I guess it would be considered the very first chain we did. Go through there, and so this is what we have so far, and we're gonna go through and maybe make like 3 or 4 rows. So to start the next row, we're gonna just chain 3, turn your work, and then we'll just go into where that double crochet is on top. And then of course chain 1 and continue to do that for about maybe 3-4 rows. The Inmans were questioned, and they were told, or they told investigators that they were in Cleveland at the time of Summer disappeared, at the time of her disappearance. Well, just with a little further investigation, it was determined that they were right in Logan, Ohio, when at the time of Summer's disappearance, like right near the bank. All they really had to do was look at the GPS that was in the... They were all taken into custody, and William and Bill, so William and Bill, which is his dad, they decided not to say anything to investigators. They did not want to talk to them or anything. But Sandy, on the other hand, oh, she had a lot to say. She had a whole lot to say. Sandy did let investigators know that Summer wasn't alive, right? She did say that they did not intend on killing Summer. They just wanted to talk about the visitations with their grandchildren, because apparently not seeing their grandkids, like going from seeing them every, all the time to just not seeing them at all, was really, really just doing something to them, I guess. It was, they weren't okay. So like I said, Summer was a janitor at a bank. So, that's routine. She's going to be doing the same thing basically every time she works. So, when she's going to be taking out the trash, and like she has that back door open just to set the trash out there, you know, until she takes it out. So basically, they just abducted her in the alley out in the back of the bank. They got ski mask and they got like a taser, and they literally tased her. Like, they tased her and basically kidnapped her and put her in the back of a car that Sandy was the getaway driver for. Yeah. There were witnesses there. There were people that seen this, and there were someone even tried to stop it, but he ended up getting pepper sprayed, and they ended up driving off with Summer in the car. Apparently, they wanted to scare her, and they zip tied her hands together and put her a zip tie around her neck. Now, you can't do that and then tell me that you didn't want to hurt this girl, like, or you didn't mean to kill her. Like, it don't make sense. Like, the math ain't mathin'. That don't make sense. But apparently, Sandy said that the zip tie that was put around her neck was accidentally too tight, and William, which was Summer's husband, he was freaking out trying to find a knife to cut the zip ties off, and he couldn't, and that's how she ended up, you know, dying. If you guys weren't trying to kill her, what was the point of having the zip tie around her neck in the first place? Right? Like, that, I don't know. It just don't make sense to me. So, of course, this didn't end well for the Inmans. Sandy was sentenced to 15 years in prison for her role in the crime. And William Sr., so Bill, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for his. So he was charged with like 6 different counts, and like 2 of them were like aggravated murder. And also Summer's husband, William, the one that the mother or the father of her children, yeah, he also got life in prison without the possibility of parole as well. This is a really sad case. Like, you went through all of that to see your kid. It was a good thing. Like, clearly you were not mentally okay, sir. Like, clearly there was a reason she was keeping those kids away. And I know there are people that are going to ask, like, well, why didn't she still let the grandparents see the kids? And I looked into that, and that was because she felt like they would still allow Will to see the kids. And I can't blame her with all of the allegations and stuff that were brought up against him and how he treated her. I wouldn't have wanted the kids to be around that either. He was definitely abusive, like, and he threatened her life, like, it, and then took her life. Like, not only did he threaten her life, he took her life. So I just feel like the kids were better off not being around that in the first place, you know? So this is where we got, and then we got our 2 cups. I ended up doing 5 rows because I feel like it would be perfect right through there. And of course, we got to do the straps and all that fun stuff and stitch everything together. I might add some little jewels to this. Maybe I have like this pack of butterflies that I've only used like a couple of. So maybe I'll throw maybe 1 or 2 of those on there. Who knows? Depends on how I'm feeling. Well, my hooked honeys, that was the case of Summer Inman. Another beautiful life gone way too soon. And this one was taken by the father of her kids and his parents. Like, her kids' father and their grandparents. Like, this one is... no, thank you. But yeah, if you want to see the finished product of what I'm going to make here with the little orange and white for the trip, make sure you follow me on Instagram at HookedWTrueCrime, and definitely make sure you subscribe because I'm here for you every Wednesday. Also, if you guys have any cases that you think I should look into that are in Ohio, I'm definitely down. Make sure you comment. I'll look into them, do my little research, and we'll post, right? I'll see you guys next week. Love y'all. Bye.